The other side, the pressure washing. We already saw the vacuum generators. My personal opinion for me, I recommend getting generators from Harbor Freight because if they break and you put the warranty on them, you can bring them back. But because I also had a Champion generator, it didn't work out too well for me. It might work out well for others. I'm just explaining to you what works for me and what I use. But as far as price point, 550, 600 bucks. Harbor Freight, I think you can get a generator for more wattage and more amps for I think 400 and something with the change plus with the warranty. I recommend that, but you do need a generator to run your vacuum. Any other tools you may use or need, you definitely need this, and I recommend you getting a warranty. I recommend Harbor Freight because if it breaks, you can bring it back. I rate it like a 3 or 4 because with this you can't bring it back, so anything can happen. You could bring. I mean, after the 90 days, any store you can bring it back, but after the 90 days, you got to think ahead. Like, oh man, I only got $600-700. Pay the warranty, even if it's for 1 year. I think the 1 year warranty is like an extra 120 bucks, but it comes in handy because anything can happen. But you need a generator to run your vacuum or any other equipment. Yeah, you could do batteries and this and that, but you don't want to be stuck somewhere where you got to have multiple batteries. Gas and oil always goes a long way. But I recommend Harbor Freight for sure for the generator. Me personally.
And that's the honest review.
Yeah, that's honest. Yeah, that's straight up. That's what I use, a Harbor Freight generator. Yeah, with the warranty. I think the warranty 1 year is 120 and then like 240 or something like that. I could be wrong off with the numbers, but that's what I got. Definitely got. And then these are pressure washers. You got your electric pressure washer. I see some people with the electric pressure washers. These are all electric. This cage. I've never
Explain what's electric. Like,
see now. So electric. You need power to use it. The PSI. You do for PSI is the pressure that comes out the pressure washer. 1800 pressure washer. I mean PSI. Excuse me.
okay.
That's all you really need to wash a car. But I'm always forward thinking. I'm thinking ahead of time. I might want to get the bigger pressure washer in case I want to do floors. But if you're on a budget, you could get away with this. I ain't gonna lie to you. You could, but then you need the generator to run it. So say for example, right? You had the equipment for a little bit, or you just started using it, your third or fourth job, the generator goes out. This ain't about to work. So right now for the generator, with these price, I'm just gonna say the price is on the generator, you're looking at $400. So just for the generator, you need that. So as far as a pressure washer that I will use, you know, I use the big boy, so you're looking at $1,000. This is what I got. You get that. And also too, Harbor Freight has one for the same price. And I don't get paid from Harbor Freight or anything for the same price. And I think it's 4,400 PSI. If it breaks with the warranty, after 90 days, you pay the extra extended warranty. You can bring it back to any Harbor Freight location as long as they have their information in it. That's why I like Harbor Freight, because you never know. You might use this 1 or 2 times and it breaks. You could have a warranty on it, but you got to send it to DeWalt. Harbor Freight, you can go to Harbor Freight and like, here, look, put your number in, take it, and then swap you out if they have it in stock. So right now, between the pressure washer, because you can also use this pressure washer to do sidewalks and other things too, sidewalks, siding, just a whole bunch of stuff. So that's why I recommend this versus that, the electric. And going back to what I said earlier, with the electric, if the generator breaks, the pressure washer don't work. The generator breaks, pressure washer still works. It's gas and oil. And you can use this for other things. You can even probably use this possibly for window cleaning, pressure washing, and depending on the client. So you're at what, 15? You're at $1,500 with just two items. And I believe we said the vacuum, we just said another, so 1,600. That's not including the vehicle. People want to say, oh, what about the vehicle, this and that? I mean, that's a whole nother thing, but we're just talking about equipment.
Using pressure washers like to clean sidewalks,
Yeah, sidewalks, all this right here.
like
This
businesses, parking lots.
this is that parking lot. I recommend that. You're not gonna get that same result with that. You're not gonna get that with that. So this is what I recommend. But if you're starting out on a budget, you can do that. I have seen people do it. You can do the electric. You can spend $170, $89. You can do that. You just gotta know what you're getting into. It's a lot of hassle with this. I mean, there's other little little stuff that you need to run a business, but we're just gonna give you the basics because you need a water tank, of course, you need a vehicle, so on and so forth. Or if you have a vehicle or a truck or a trailer or something to pull a trailer, you can get it done. Or you can, I've seen mobile detailing equipment in the back of Range Rovers and small cars, small SUVs. If there's a will, there's a way. But like I said, just a recession-proof business, as far as in Arizona or any kind of climate that doesn't rain too much, you can make a lot of money mobile detailing. I started mobile detailing like 15 years ago, and that took me to places I would never even imagine. And yeah, like I said, they even got it cheaper, $89. I mean, you ain't gonna get that, you ain't gonna cover that much with it, but you can if there's a will, there's a way.
What made you get into mobile detailing?
I was just I was in a bad situation. I was like, I was stuck between like doing the right thing and the wrong thing. And I was, I was driving to get my car washed. I was coming from South Point, so people know, come from the South Point area in Las Vegas, going all the way to Spring Mountain and Arville, past Spring Mountain and Arville to get a car wash. And I just see these guys in the parking lot washing cars like every day. Every day I drive by there. And then eventually I'm just like, I pulled into the parking lot and asked the guy, like, hey man, how much you make, man? He said, I make this, and that. And I stayed there for like an hour or two. After my car was done, I just stood back and just watched everybody. There was 3 people in the car in the parking lot at the time. Excuse me, I'm gonna go back. Originally it was one person in the parking lot when I first saw it, and he had, I ain't even gonna lie to you, he had about every day or anytime I went down there, he had about 10 cars in a row, just waiting. Like they'll leave their keys, or they'll go across the street and eat Chinatown, come back, knock them out. Then eventually 2 other people came. Then fast forward, I was like, man, this looks like something I could do. I'm watching them every time I get my car washed every week. I'm watching them, talking to them, and I'm seeing them. Like, you know what? Let me go online. I don't think YouTube was really popping back then, but maybe I did go on YouTube and see, and then I seen it, and I got all this stuff. And then 15 years later, all these employees washing cars and houses and this and that. And now we're here.
Yeah, let's talk about back then. Like that really wasn't popular.
Okay.
In the black community.
Oh yeah. Yeah. I got you.
Yeah.
Also, too, back then at that time, it was, I'm not going to say I was the only one washing cars back then, but far as my age, or what I was, like 20 something, I mean, shit, I don't know, D, have you seen anybody, but you remember back then in their 20s washing cars out there with just Mexicans? I'm the only 6'6" black guy out there, and they gave me hell. I had to earn their respect. They made fun of me. Oh, you nigga only got 10 towels and this and that. And then eventually I earned their respect because I was like, man, he clean better than y'all. But back to the point is, it wasn't too many people out there in their 20s cleaning cars. Yeah, it was probably older OGs washing cars, and then when they started seeing me pulling up Ranges and BMWs, I'm on both sides of the fence trying to figure out life. I'll just keep it like that. But they started seeing me like, damn, this motherfucker, he's in a van and he got his girl behind him in a Range Rover or a BMW. They're like, what's this dude doing? Then fast forward, I'm telling them like, hey man, I was making all the money off the detailing, because you got to think, especially 15 years ago in Las Vegas, if you was making like $5,000-$6,000 a month, shit, you was really balling, because you can go get a mansion for $2,500 back in the day. Or if you want to leave a little cheaper, you can go get a nice apartment, high rise or something real cheap. But yeah, I was the first. I'm gonna say I was the first one. Then other people started copying me, trying to get vans, but they tried to copy, but they're not me. That's the difference. That's the difference between them and me. Like I'm gonna make sure, because normally I would say I'm gonna send pictures where I have my van at night with the light set up. They drive by. Yeah. I got pictures. We gonna post the pictures. I got pictures with me. I remember one year, I forget what year it was. It was New Year's Day. It was snow on the ground, whatever, in Las Vegas, whatever. It was cold, whatever. It's wintertime. Everybody was drunk. I made $400 that day because I was the only one there. I was getting it from sun up to sundown. I think I got there around like 7, and I left at like 5 because the sun goes down early. So it's like stuff like that. I worked them, and then going back, it was 3 people in a parking lot, and then whoever got there first in those 3 spots, you couldn't park there no more. So I used to get up sometimes 2 or 3 in the morning and sit in my van, and then just sit in my van and get the best spot. The best spot was I had to get it. The best spot was in the middle. So if you parked in the middle, the cars can come this way or the other way. So if you parked over here, you only get one side. If you parked on the other side, you only get one side. So I used to get in the middle. So They used to get mad at me. One day they tricked me. They got me. He's like, yeah, I asked everybody, hey, what time you coming? What time you coming? Are we gonna come around 6 or 7 or whatever the case is? So I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna come at this time. And they came earlier and they got me. That's the real story why I got there at 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, because I had to get it. But man, shit, man, those are the best times, man. Because shit, making $100, $200 a day was a lot for me back then. But I believe I was the first one that I seen my age to do that. Now I see other people doing it. When you're getting fast money, you're gonna spend it fast. When you out there in the sun, sweating, busting your butt, you're gonna think twice about letting that money go. And I took that mentality from then to the scale I'm at now. Like, I'm thinking twice before I spend the money. Yeah, sometimes you gotta treat yourself and this and that, but it's all in moderation. Like, you can't make, for example, you can't make $1,000 and go spend 1,000. You could go spend 200-300. You know what I'm saying? You can do it like that. But most people, that's most people's problems. When they get into fast money, they're gonna spend 1,000, hoping 1,000 come back. But when you out there grinding and busting your butt, you gonna think twice before letting that money go, because that money fast or not, that money might not come back. You might get 1,000 this week. You might only get 400 next week and get jammed up and be at the pawn shop. And that's another story too. Like I say, there was a guy, I ain't gonna say his name. There was a guy that used to wash cars with me. He would pawn his generator or his pressure washer or something. And I'm like, hey man, like, why would you pawn this? Why would you pawn your bank? He's like, your bank? What's your bank? I'm like, man, this van is your bank. It's your business. Instead of you pawning it for $50, wash a car for $50. And eventually he caught on to that. So it's like, your last thing you should do is pawn your tools, no matter what you're doing. You just got to figure out what you're doing wrong. If you're gambling, drinking, you're just not living right. If you cut that out, you can elevate in life. And I don't have habits like that. And I tell everybody, I know when to quit. So if you know when to quit, you can come up legit. But yeah, man, you got to just be disciplined with this, because like the money, because even this money, like it might not be like fast street money, but it can come fast too. But you got to think with it's seasons. People in Las Vegas think you make more money when it's hot. That's not true. You make more money when it's cold, because when it's hot, nobody want to come out. So the detailing bit, as far as the detailing side, or any kind of business, it goes with the cycle of Las Vegas. Anything, casinos to detailing, nobody's really doing too much in the summertime.
What do you think the best year is? Like around
spring and fall. Spring, fall, and then a little bit of winter. Yeah, it's the best. Yeah. When it's cooler, everybody ready to come out. Spring, everybody's coming out from the winter and they want to get their stuff clean, and then you get people in the summer, and then even like the rainier seasons, people want the interior clean. So you got to find, I've been doing it so long, I know the seasons, and I apply it to just everything in business. Like outside of this, I buy the houses in the winter because nobody's really buying houses in the winter. People are thinking about Christmas and Thanksgiving, but that's a whole nother mind frame that I start Christmas shopping in September. So by the time December comes, the kids got everything they want, and I'm not broke for January, February, and try to come back up for March. That's another tip too. Especially if you got kids or loved ones, whatever. For years, everybody's been telling me, hey man, you need to come out with your own supply. Now we finally here. It will be out before the end of this year. We're gonna drop my own car cleaning care product, Cleveland Shine. I've been working with manufacturers. I've been talking to D behind the camera. How we're gonna shoot commercials and so on and so forth. The website is being worked on as we speak. And then just with that, I'm thinking like it's gonna be a bundle, and I might have a book to come with it, the first 50 people or something like that. I'm gonna say this, I'm not the best car detailing guy, but as far as hustling and taking this money into that money to go to this and that, I feel like I'm the best from where I started, because I started with nothing, zero or nothing. But back to the cleaning, Cleveland Shine, detailing products, your tire shine, your degreaser, your your spray wax, all the stuff you need to start the business is coming out. And then eventually we grow, we're going to have other products.
What makes your brand one of the best out there, man?
Oh, because it's real, organic. Like I definitely wash cars, and I know how to clean cars. So I don't know my brand's from like a Rick Ross. Rick Ross, he said he was washing cars. I don't know. But in Vegas, so they know me. A lot of people know me from washing cars. So it's just an organic, small brand. It's a real brand. Shit, man. Like I tell you, want to shine like Cleveland, and that's the shine I'm putting on the game. Yes, sir. Yeah, look, he likes it. So we did the pressure washer. We did that.
What about the jumper